Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. And I am your host, Ayanna Smith. I am a licensed financial broker, licensed professional, insurance broker, and I am just so excited to have our guest on. Listen, let me know, let me tell you to come on in a little closer because we have someone that has 20 years plus of sales experience and executive and just a great leader in the community. And I want you to really tune in and listen to how the financial literacy tips are going to be what we need to get to the next level. So we'll be right back right after this. And we are back for another great show. Please make sure that you like, share, comment, share out with all of your friends because, of course, we are going to have some great information that is going to really elevate you. We're all about empowering, educating, and elevating. And when we do that, we can't do anything but go up. And we want to go up together. So without further ado, I'm not going to hold up the time. We want to bring to the stage this great and powerful guest that I have from the virtual green room who hails all the way. Well, we're virtual, but he's hailing all the way from Florida, the great state of Florida. And we're going to bring up one of my great friends and financial friends. And he just does some of everything. So he'll tell you all about himself. So we're going to bring him to the stage. Now we have Mr. Troy Holt. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Ayanna, thank you so much for having me. I'm so truly honored that you reached out to me, and I'm really digging the setup you got. So we're gonna have to connect offline and tell me all how you got all that set up. And I'm not technology challenged, but I need to step up my game.
Absolutely. We're all about helping each
Yes,
other. Absolutely. So we can elevate ultimately
yes,
together.
yes,
Absolutely. So
yes.
I again thank you so much for coming on and just being a part and sharing with our audience because of course we're talking about money talks and I say money is always talking even if we aren't talking about it and there's so many facets and so many I think about an octopus so many tentacles that
Hmm.
stretch out into when we're talking about the financial industry, period, because we're service based providers. We provide people with life insurance, but I will also say life assurance in providing the literacy that's needed to become the bedrock other than the age old little man that used to come by my
Yeah.
grandmother's house to catch that money. And then we not know really what transpired because we weren't getting educated. We just knew we needed to have for those families who did have that man or that lady to come by and get the money for a policy. We did
Hmm.
have that knowledge, but we didn't have the knowledge that we have now. So I love what you're doing in the community and abroad, of course, worldwide on the World Wide Web, sharing about the financial literacy piece. So just, share with everybody who you are and some of the things you do, and then just jump on into it and we'll just have a conversation and go
Sure.
from there.
Yes, for those that out there, the audience that listen, my name is Troy. I own a company called Troy Holt Consulting. I'm the CEO. The CEO stands for Chief Encouragement Officer. My title is my personality. I'm a
Yes.
certified financial educator. I've been in this industry about 23 years. I'm truly on a mission to help eliminate financial literacy. If I can help one person to help educate them, to help them create generational wealth, then I've done my job.
Absolutely. I love it. Absolutely. You know your purpose, you know your goal.
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
And there's so much a talk now with different more than ever. It's been,
Hmm.
I think fast forward post-pandemic and through the pandemic, people were just like, hey, we have to really do something. I think it became a more of a hot topic. It's a really hot topic in what we do, but then the deep dive and explaining better on what we're doing. So this where you come in with the financial literacy piece. So just jump right in and
Yeah.
share that a bit.
Well, I think the pandemic, it opened our eyes in so many areas. It opened our eyes that any of us could pass, and we need to make sure we're protected. It also taught us that you need to have more than one stream of income. Everything shut down, and so now it's telling you, just don't depend on your job. You need to be able to make sure you can generate income for yourself. And I was thinking about this before we got started. Where should I start in? And let me ask you this, Ayanna, and this is for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Name me one thing that you can take and you can set up today, and if you die tomorrow, you can leave your beneficiaries a large inheritance.
That is what I holler and preach.
I mean, what? I mean, stocks can't do it.
No, not sustainable.
Real estate, it technically can if you have something that has the value and you can turn around and sell it. But I mean, but within 30 days with the death certificate, you can leave somebody to die tomorrow, and then you can leave somebody an inheritance. Now,
yes,
it may be some issues if I get a policy today and I die tomorrow. They may do an investigation because
Correct.
hey, he died so quickly. But my point is, life insurance is the least expensive way to leave an inheritance to beneficiaries. Least expensive way. I'm just throwing numbers out there, so these numbers are not accurate. But you could pay $50 a month and leave $500,000. Okay, those are real numbers, but everybody's different. But $50 a month and $500,000 you can leave, for your beneficiaries.
Yeah. And I even heard someone say one time, one of my mentors said, and it made so much sense. Basically, it's like you cannot, in most cases, when you get a policy, of great size, sizable, 100, 200, 300, 400,000 or more, that you really can't pay. You can't outpay it.
Yeah.
You can't, you cannot put enough money, to purchase it, to have it for that, that is just, I mean, like, it's such a surefire way that you have a whole lot of gain on, on a small, small investment into yourself.
Right. And I think where you and I come in, we help educate people. So in the basics of life insurance is risk management. Now, with risk, you can either avoid it, or you can minimize it, or you can transfer it. And when you transfer it, you purchase an insurance. So if you have a car, you basically transferring the risk from yourself to the insurer. So with life insurance, you're transferring the risk from yourself to the insurer, and you're paying for that risk. Now, I'll tell people this, and you can take this how you want it. All insurance is a ripoff until you need it. Let me say that again. All insurance is a ripoff until you need it. What I mean by that, you pay and pay and pay and pay and pay and pay, and you never use it. But when you need it, it's there. You're glad that you have it. You take, like, if you have your cell phone, you have insurance, you crack the screen, you mad, I didn't get the insurance, it's because we know how, cell phone insurance. I sold wireless phones for a number of years, so I know what I'm talking about. And you like, man, I don't want to pay $15, $16 for insurance and crack the screen, or you lose it. Bam, you like, man, I'm glad I had it, or I didn't have it. So it's a ripoff until you need it. But everybody should have it. But where we come in, Ayanna, we're going to show you not only how to protect or risk management. We're going to show you how to take that dollar and maximize it and kill 5 birds with 1 stone.
Correct.
And that way, it won't just be life insurance. It could be a supplement to retirement.
Yes.
It could be, a where you generate some wealth because later on you want to buy a house, you want to send a child to college,
Yes.
you want to reduce taxes. We can show how you take it and kill 3, 4, 5, 6 birds with 1 stone, and that's where we come in to educate people because we want to maximize and get the most value out of that dollar.
Right. And that goes right along with what I say, with the financial services industry having so many tentacles that we can go. But then now we are learning and becoming more aware, and it's being revealed with the layers being pulled back that life insurance are not curse words.
Correct. Yes.
They're really, I was turn it into life insurance. It's love insurance because
Correct.
It shows you how much you love your family, how much you love yourself, first of all, because you made a great analogy talking about the cell phone insurance. But then, we have car insurance, and it's like we're mandated to get car insurance, and or not drive. We say drive dirty as an uninsured driver. But here's the thing: those cell phones and cars are inanimate objects. I always say our life is much more precious because. Sure. If push came to shove, we could really get another cell phone, even if we had to pay out of pocket or not panhandle, but ask somebody to help us get one, and we could get another car. But you cannot replace a life. And my goodness, it helps for families to be able to grieve a little better.
Sure.
Where they have a check coming in their hands most of the time with interest.
Yeah.
From the company. So speak to that. Have you ever had to issue a claim or anything so far?
Yeah, I've had one, and I didn't directly issue it. I wrote the policy. The person that passed, the wife moved, so by the time the check came, because they had to do an investigation and of the death and everything. But I've had one claim, so I thank God it's only been one, but I know it will be more. And being 23 years in this industry, I only had one, which is great, but I do think that, in the future will be more. Now, I'm going to throw out another thing that I learned some years ago, and this is another downside. So the one downside I told you, was it's a ripoff till you need it. and I've been licensed 23 years, and so what I'm talking about here. Mm-hmm. But remember, when this is what kind of some people miss it. So whenever a purchase, and this is any type of insurance, remember these 3 things. And if you listen to this, make sure you write this down. So with insurance, and this can be any kind of insurance, you have 3 parts to it. You have the first of all, it's written by the attorneys of the insurance company. So remember, insurance company is in it to make money. Okay. That's one of their main objectives is to make money. Okay. So you have 3 parts. You have the verbiage, you have the benefit, and you have the cost. So the verbiage is basically what it says in the contract. You have the benefit, and then you have the cost. As a consumer, you get to pick 2. The insurance company picks 1. So let me explain. So if you pick number 1, you say, hey, cost, I want to pay $1 for this insurance company, for this insurance policy, and I want to get $100,000. So you picking cost and you picking benefit. Mm-hmm. The insurance company, the verbiage is going to be right. You got to go to the moon before you get that $100,000. The insurance company get to pick 1. You get to pick 2. All insurance is designed because they are in it to make money. They write the contract with their attorneys. It's a contract.
Yes.
If you say, hey, I want to pay $1 cost, and I want the verbiage to say if I kick my toe, I get paid. Well, then the benefit may be 50 cents because they pick the benefit. So always remember that insurance company, as a consumer, you get to pick 2 of those. The insurance company pick 1.
Oh my goodness, this is helping me too. I love it. And it's so simplistic. I mean,
It is.
you're putting it out there like A, B, C's
Yeah.
for real. Now, okay, we got some downsides. I hope you're taking your notes, everyone.
Yes.
And
Yes.
please don't forget, this is Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. Pull somebody on. They need to hear this, where we have our guest, Troy Holt, who is really dropping the nuggets on this broadcast. So now what are some upsides that that you really can talk to and speak to help us out?
Yes, some upsides. Number one is a person is protecting their family, like you call it, love insurance. You're protecting your family in the event that something is going to happen. You know, all of us are going to eventually die one day. So, in the event of your death, you're not a burden to your family. You like you said, they can't bring it won't bring you back, but it won't be another burden with the death, and then also a financial burden. So you create where you're not a financial burden. If you have a policy with what they call living benefits, which
Mm-hmm.
is huge.
Yes.
If you have a plan to send your child to college and something happened, and you have living benefits basically it's a rider that allows a person to be able to, if they have a heart attack or stroke, they can get a portion of the death benefit. Now, you can't just say, "Oh, I'm faking a heart attack and I can get money." The doctor has to sign off on it.
Correct.
Uh, but and that's called critical illness. And then if you have a chronic illness, where a person, if they can't perform two of the ADLs, like toileting, eating,
Right.
bathing, things like that, they can get a portion of the death benefit. And then also terminal illness, which just about all policies have that, where
Mm-hmm.
if the doctor give you 6 or 12 months to live, you can get a portion of death benefit. Now, there's one carrier, I was going to say the name, I want to say the name. There's one carrier has what they also call another rider called critical injury. Whereas a person have in a coma or brain injury, they
Mm-hmm.
also have added Alzheimer to that rider. So you have these riders that are very
Yeah.
beneficial for a person in the event of something happen. Then some policies have long-term care rider.
Mm-hmm.
Long-term care rider, they said the statistics say 70% of people over 65 will need some type of long-term care assistance. And long-term care, hopefully, Ayanna, you bring me back. We can just talk about this, because this is a big issue.
A
That's
huge one.
Yeah, it's really coming, and we ain't really seen it yet, but it's really coming with all these baby boomers retiring. But
Yes.
long-term care basically is insurance that allow a person, if they need to go to a nursing home or home health care, it will pay for that. And you can either do a standalone or do a rider. The rider will be less expensive because
Mm-hmm.
because of long-term care is very expensive and the underwriting is strict. So
Very.
those are some upsides of having those insurance in place.
I love it. I love it. I love it. It is like you said, statistically stating, yes, people will have to go to some type of form of
Hmm.
care.
Yeah,
And then I often share too, then it's now time. If you are healthy, hear us and hear us well. Get this stuff in OW. Get it now.
correct.
Because you talked about the baby boomers coming into play. That is so true. Because see, they weren't shared those things for as broad as it's being shared now
True.
about
True.
living benefits and long-term care. And a lot of baby boomers have worked and they have amassed homes and things of that nature. And they're in a pickle when it comes to needing care
Correct.
because of the cost of care and the spin down that's needed to basically you've owned things, but if you don't have money saved up, then they're looking to you're going to have to sell your home, or
Yep.
put that up, for the collateral, for the medical bills, for the care, for the stays, and all of that. And that is so disheartening because that will shift, especially when you're left with, just say, well, you're by yourself, is even worse. But if you have a spouse, if you have to put your home up, doesn't the spouse have to live somewhere too? So it's a lot of things that
Mm-hmm.
we really do need to hunker down and reposition our mindset on what we are going to pay. And like you said, pay until we need it. And we're not speaking anything and saying, oh, I'm not going to get sick. Nobody looks to get sick. All the
Correct.
millions of people that died from COVID didn't look to get sick.
True.
But hey, it was out here, put out here, pushed in the air, and some of us got it, didn't. Some of us made it through, we're still breathing, and some of us didn't. So that, those long-term effects are where the long-term care and the living benefits kick in and are a great and beautiful asset to have. So it goes back to, it's other than just putting us in the ground. It's
True.
those tentacles. It has a whole lot of stuff that we
Yep.
talked about tonight that can help catapult us, but we have to be willing to sit down and really not be scared of things. Some people are really scary. They're scared of everything. Well, you don't have to talk about death, but it is going to talk to us.
And you made me think about something that I say this a lot. The best time to buy insurance is when you don't need it. See, people want to buy insurance when they need it. The best time to buy it is when you don't need it. It's just like buying a car.
Right.
The best time to buy a car is when you don't need it, because you can walk into the dealership and say, I'm going to pay this price. And if you don't give me this price, I'm going to walk out. If you need it, they're going to give you a high interest rate. And you're going to end up taking that car because they're going to jack up the price and the interest rate because they know you need the car. Yes. So the best time to buy insurance is when you don't need it, especially life insurance, because when you need it, they either are not going to insure you, or they're going to make the price, jack the price up, either that you can't afford it or you upset because you got to pay more. So, but the best time to buy it is when you don't need it. Like you said, now you don't need it. And so you can get it approved and less expensive. So that's what people don't realize. And back to that long-term care issue, Ayanna, and remind me, I'm going to send you this information. There's a product that's out there that's an alternative to long-term care.
Oh, wow.
There's no underwriting.
Okay.
You don't need any doctors. You don't need a license to offer, and it allows a person to stay at home. And like if they need help with the ADLs, it allows them to stay at home, and they pay a monthly for so many hours. They can also allow a family friend or relative can be the caregiver. If they need to. If it's regular long-term care, they have to get a certified person to do that. Okay. But with this, it's not required. And that person get paid, the person that they pick, a friend or family. It just can't be a person that lives with them to be that person. But it is an alternative to own. They don't need a doctor's approval.
Wow.
It's all 50 states, no license needed, no underwriting. And so remind me, I'll send you that. It's a product. And when I talked to the guy that when I first found out about the product, he said the average age for this product is 71. Now just think about you trying to get a 71-year-old long-term care, how much it would cost.
$500, $600, $700,
yes.
$800, $900 a month ballpark.
And if they can get approved.
Because most of the time they need it.
Yep.
And didn't have it. And that therein lies the quandary.
Yeah.
There it is. Wow. Absolutely. Please share that with me, because that will be excellent and great to be able to help help our population. Correct. Because this is really important, and we're all about not just getting a check, because you go to work every day. This is what we do. It's our work, but we want to empower so that you can be educated and elevated as well. So that is very important. All right. Well, so as we kind of wrapping up, what's one more, big thing, and then what to share, your
Yeah,
uh,
this is
information.
a little thing, but it's a big thing if it's done.
Okay.
So most people, what they do is they get paid and they pay bills.
Mm-hmm.
The key to wealth is pay yourself first. Now, I'm a man of faith, so I'm gonna take care of God first, and then I'm gonna pay myself first.
Mm-hmm.
And so people sometimes ask, well, how much should I pay myself first? It doesn't even matter. The amount is not important. It's the discipline and the mindset, whether it's $1 or $5 or $10 or $100. Because if you can't do $10, you definitely can't do 100.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get in a habit of paying yourself, just set aside an amount or a percent, 1% each time I get paid, I'm gonna pay myself 1%.
Mm-hmm.
Most of us have where direct deposit, we can open up a separate account and have it go directly into that account. So pay yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I used to do this years ago, there was time where I didn't have enough money for the month. You know how that is when
Right.
and so I was paying myself, but I had to take it and use it to cover.
Right.
But I was putting it in me. I was disciplining myself and getting the mindset and indoctrinating it in me. And now it's just second nature. I'm going to do that, regardless. So I'm gonna pay myself, set aside that money, pay myself first. And
Mm-hmm.
that's one little small tip that anybody can do right now is in order to generate wealth is to pay themselves first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That is true. That is true. And some people have different rules, 10, 10, 10, 10, 80,
Yeah.
whatever, whatever
Yeah.
percentage you want to, but like you said, even if you just start out with 1%, if you just,
hmm
it's because it's the act,
Correct.
it's the principle of it.
Correct. Yeah.
And then the money will collect thereby. I mean, if you say I'm going to uh do ride sharing or food carrying or what have you, and take that money and I'm going to name it and make it
hmm
for my save, my rainy days and saving for
hmm
me. You can name it and look at it like that. I mean, there are different ways to kind of where you say get our mind repositioned so
Yep.
we can jump into that mode and do those things. So yeah, that's good. I love it. I love it. Well, we'll let everybody know how they can get in contact with you, or is there
Sure.
anything else you want to share about yourself? Do that at this moment, and I'll let you
Okay.
have.
Yeah. So the way you can find me, first of all, you can go to my website. It's troyholt.com. You can find information on there. There's some presentations on there. There's some videos on there. troyholt.com is my name.com. But also LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm on other social media platforms, but LinkedIn is one of the ways that you can connect with me. And also, I do have a Facebook group. It's called Holt. Let me see now. How does it go? How Money Works. TH Consultant. I think that's what it is. It's a private Facebook group that I have, and I just have educational materials in there for people. And so if you want to join that, just reach out to me and I can send a link to that. But that's how people can connect with me. Make sure y'all support Ayanna. Make sure y'all share this. Subscribe to her YouTube channel, and whenever she make a post, make sure you support it, like it, share it. And if you need some help in financial, make sure you connect with her and let her know, let her help you, let her guide you through your financial literacy journey.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, and you as well, Troy. Troy, I would say to the audience, Troy does lots of talks throughout. Especially, he's very active on LinkedIn, and we broadcast to LinkedIn. So, all people that are listening, please make sure that you do connect with him because he does some great topics. I've jumped on some topics, during the day. He does them at all types of hours to kind of
hmm
fit people's schedules, and he's very active there and just has connected, even helped me with connecting with some people on LinkedIn. So it's just basically about connecting with each other and making it count. And I even will share this. We have a long standing time with knowing each other, but we've reconnected in a different
hmm
space because
Right.
I I sing. People know me too as a singer. Sometimes they don't know me as a
That's
singer.
how I know you from your
That's
singer, and then
but
Tanya Dallas Lewis. So that's my
yes,
sister. And so
yeah,
that's kind of But
yeah.
anyway, go ahead. I can go on.
Yeah, you met me, right. You met me through being friends of the music and the
Yeah.
gospel side
Yep.
industry, and that was where when I start seeing his name again, I was like, wow, it is something how you reconnect with people in a
Hmm.
different spot. So that's a great thing. It's all about relationships, and you never know when your paths will cross and that you'll bump and touch, lives again. So I'm really appreciative that, I now know you in this space. I look at you like, a go-to or a person to
Hmm.
look up to in the industry, because I know that your heart is good and that you're all about truly helping, and you are an encourager. That's a big thing that I know from you. You're an encourager, but very intelligent and smart, and love what you do and just helping people. And
Yeah.
so with that, I am so excited that you were able to come on and drop by Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. I'm glad you were able to be a great guest, a great asset to our audience and our show and our community. And we look forward to, seeing you drop by again in the near
Yes.
future.
Yes.
All
Thank you.
right.
Thank you.
You are
Thank you.
so very welcome. All right, everybody. That wraps up another broadcast of Money Talks with Ayanna Smith. And of course, as I say, money is always talking, even if we aren't talking about it. And make sure that you do connect with me through askayanna.com, my website. And we have some things that are on the horizon coming up very soon. But be on the listen, look out, and get ready to just remember, get ready to be empowered, get ready to be educated so that you can be elevated. And without further ado, we're going to wish you well wishes, like, comment, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you have a wonderful evening.